Hey, Pat Markford, here we are. Tonight we're going to talk about the difference between earnest money and down payment. Remember last night we talked about the three things was earnest money, um, uh, inspection, and then also appraisal. Those are costs. But somebody called me and said, hey, what's the difference between earnest money and a down payment? So we're going to go through that real quickly here. We got about a minute or two because I know I lose you guys after that. So here's the difference, okay? Earnest money is, and I got my notes here. I always have my notes here. So here's the difference. The earnest money is a deposit that you agree to put down to hold the house. It's considered good faith, okay? That's just one step. We talked a little bit about it. 1, 2, and 3% of the purchase price is what you want to put down. The more you put down, the better it is. You're telling that homeowner that you want to hold that house. You're holding that house when you're doing that. The second thing is that the money is held in the realtor's trust account, the seller's realtor's trust account. It's held in their account. So when you give it to them, always make sure, remember this one, that when you hand a earnest money check over to hold the house, that you have money in there, right? This isn't, you just don't give them a check. You got to make sure you have money in the bank, okay? If not, and then the other thing you need to remember is that if you have a breach of contract, you can lose that money. So you've got to be careful. And a breach is usually based on financing, and those are things you need to discuss with your lender and your realtor. All this stuff you should be talking with your lender and your realtor. This is very, very, very important. Like everything else I talk about is very important, okay? The other thing is there's a fine line between enough that you put down and also the risk of losing it, right? So there's always a chance that you can lose your down payment. I mean, your earnest money. So you got to be really careful. So you need to let them know that you're serious on one part, and then also you need to let them know that you're not only serious, but you also got to be careful that you don't put too much down, because if you do lose it. Now, what are some of the things that you can lose? How are things that you can lose your down payment, okay, or your earnest money? One is that, let's say that along the way is that between the time that you write the offer and the time that you buy the house, you decide to buy a car. Well, all of a sudden now your credit is different, and boom, now you don't qualify for the house. That's something big. You could lose your earnest money. The other way, though, that you can't lose your earnest money in most cases is, let's say that you lose your job in between. And that's happened already. There's people that write an offer, all of a sudden one of the two people lose their job. Now they no longer qualify, but they usually can get their money back. All right? It's a matter of you breaching the contract that you don't get your money back. The down payment is what, now let's talk the difference between the earnest money and the down payment. The down payment's always more. It's the down payment is what you agree to put down, and that the lender will finance the difference. So there's different terms on it. There's, on an FHA, you only need to put down 3.5% down. On a conventional mortgage, you can put 3%, 5%, 10%, and 20%. Everybody seems to think that you need to put down 20%. You don't need to put 20% down. And let's give you the example. On a $300,000 home, just using that because that's becoming the norm, $300,000 home, you can put down as little as 3% down, $9,000, right? That means the bank is going to finance 97%. You're putting 97, remember it has to add up to 100%, right? But on that $9,000 down, let's say you put $5,000 down in earnest money, that's part of the down payment. I know sometimes it gets a little confusing, so you put $5 down, you need to come up with the other $4 when you're closing on your home, okay? When you go to closing, all right? You put some money down to hold it, and then you need some more money down when you're closing, all right? That's the total down payment. All right, and what happens in return when you say you're going to put so much down, the lender agrees to finance the difference. Something to think about that. You know, you got to think about. There's three things involved here. One is the earnest money it's a good faith that you're putting down. The down payment is is included. The earnest money is included in that, and then what the bank is willing to finance for you. All right. Obviously, the more the bank has to finance, the higher the risk it is for them. So if they only need to give you 80% of what you're putting down, they're pretty good about it. But if they're going to give you 97%, now that's 3% down, they cover 97%. they're going to look at you a little bit tighter, right? And it's the same way when you're doing your offer, all right? So there's a couple things here, and we'll be talking about how to write an offer downline. That's in my course. Okay, so there's a couple things you want to do. One is you want to go to the Pat Markford Realtor page. I got about 20 videos right now on my Facebook. Second thing is, if you know anybody that's looking to buy a house in the next, even if they aren't, if they want some great education that we have that has to go with what we're doing, you can go on. It's free. It's go to Blueprint. Blueprint for Home Buyers online course. It will be on here very shortly. Otherwise, if you go to my page, you can find it on my Realtor page. Check it out. It's really good. If you're thinking about something in 6 months to a year, you really got to plan. You got to prepare. You got to get to know this stuff. It's very complicated. Buying a house is simple if you've been reviewed, but it's very complicated if you don't. And then all of a sudden things surprise you. We don't want that anymore. So tomorrow, I don't know. Tomorrow might be difficult. I'm heading out to Vegas pretty soon, so I might take a few days off. But if you have any questions, let me know. Any questions on buying a house, any questions on selling a house, send it to me either right here or send it to me by my cell phone, 651-428-8871. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great night. And my son is going to kill me because this is like 3 minutes too long. Otherwise, we'll see you later. All right?